welcome to another episode of the So-Called Oreos podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kia Swinton.
I'm Rachel Fowler.
Oh my God, I'm Janae Price.
I'm Amari.
Well, okay, we're back. Do we have any updates for the people before we get into this topic, this episode?
I just said, oh my God, because I forgot that we had to introduce ourselves.
I wrote it down. I got you.
Thanks.
I wrote it down.
Because we forgot that last time, right? We just dove right in.
Yeah.
All right, well.
So y'all just gonna have to guess.
Y'all know who we are by now.
You should figure it out.
You might not actually, but it's fine. As far as updates, nope, my life is dry. That's it.
Stop it.
I have an exciting update.
Whoa, Rachel, yeah, tell us.
I'm moving to Atlanta, Georgia in 2 months.
Yay!
She's going down south.
I'm excited. I'm also sick, so excuse my voice.
So half the team will be in the South, half the team will be
In the North. Hey, let's start a war.
We're just trying to spread the word of so-called Oreos.
So you guys can give us experience of what it's like to live in the South, which will come up in this episode. I wrote down some notes.
Oh, okay.
Stay tuned. They're like, what is she talking about? What are you talking about? Segregation? No, episode's not about segregation. Okay. Any other updates?
No, my life is... I'm writing a lot of final projects, which is fun.
Is it midterms?
It's
Or end
we're
of
getting ready
semester?
to final season.
Oh, yeah.
I don't miss school.
I don't, bro.
Dude, every day I literally
miss
look
it.
at other people and I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah. My mom asked me the other day, she was like, have you thought about going back to school? And I was just like, no.
Every time I think about it, I get depressed. I'm like,
Papers, homework.
midterms, going to class,
Reading.
schedule, financial aid, if I get any. No.
I really actually love school. The only thing for me would be the cost. I would love to be in school all the time.
Yeah, if it was free, I probably would go back to school. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have to pay and then putting in in my energy and into the workload.
Yeah.
And then working, that's a lot.
Yeah, no,
definitely.
same. I only seriously considered because I got a fellowship, but even fellowships, don't necessarily cover all of your costs.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, oh, you're going for free, and it's yeah, but no.
You still gotta
Yeah. Is it a return on your investment? That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, it sucks because you're not going to see that until you graduate.
Exactly.
So, might be a few years.
Yeah, if then. But I mean, the idea of having a master's degree is super cute.
Yeah.
On top of that, the idea of having a doctorate, that's sexy.
Very
It's sexy,
that's
but
attractive.
3 more years after your master's, man.
That's a lot, bro.
True. Be true.
That's
well,
a lot.
we're proud of you, Amari.
Thank
doing
you.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just marry a doctor,
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my way. Work smarter, not harder, people, okay? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this week in Black History. Okay, this week in Black History on November 12th, 1977, Ernest Nathan Morial was elected the first black mayor of New Orleans in Louisiana. And then some other election news, because, we just had an election. I hope y'all voted. Local elections. November 17th, 1972, Barbara Jordan of Houston and Andrew Young of Atlanta became the first African Americans from the South elected to Congress since Reconstruction. Wow. That was not my South reference.
I was going to say, is that what it was?
It wasn't. It just happened to come up, so it's going to go up twice.
I can't wait.
Okay.
I'm really interested to see where it's gonna link back in.
Yeah. If you guys see the notes, you could take a peep, but don't look because I'm gonna surprise
I'm not gonna,
you.
I'm not gonna look.
Hey, okay. On to Amari.
I am here with Black professionals we love. I'm going to butcher this beautiful woman's name, so I'm sorry in advance, but Jocelyn
Just spell it, girl. Just spell it.
Jepkosgei. Jepkosgei? Okay. Anyways, so I'm trying to attempt to say this woman's name because a little over a week ago, she won the New York Marathon. And it's another Black queen, of course. She's 25 years old. She's from Kenya. This was her debut at the New York Marathon, and she ran it in 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 32 seconds.
Wow.
I'm very impressed by this woman. I wheeze after running a mile, so like
I can't even run a mile.
Jeez, Amari, no need to
kudos
brag.
to you. Yeah, so it's kind of a big deal. She beat this other Kenyan, Mary Ketani, who won the New York Marathon for the past 5 years. So, you know, she's kind of making a really big name for herself. And when she first got on the circuit, she was the first Kenyan to ever win, to ever break 3 records in a span of 6 months. So clearly this woman is fast and she's not to be messed with. And congratulations to her.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, yes.
Okay, y'all. So this episode is about
What was
you guessed it.
What's his voice right now?
I don't know, y'all. I feel it's
time.
oh my God, I almost thought it was Thursday. See, this is how messed up I am. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yeah.
8-ish. I've just been going like back to back to things for New York Comedy Festival. I'm tired, y'all. So I'm really trying to be energetic. Today was volunteer day, so I painted some murals for the hospital for the kids.
That's really cool.
That's nice.
For Warner Media. Yeah, so I'm a little out of it. So if you hear me doing weird voices, that's why. More than usual, because I do that anyway. But yeah. But it's October, if you haven't noticed. Oh my God, it's November.
It's November, girl.
Okay.
See?
Someone give
I'm
this
going to
girl
edit
a
that
break.
out. Okay.
I also thought it was still October.
Listen, it's first week of November. Give me a break. It's like basically
It's the
October.
second week of November, but
It is?
Wow, I'm taking L's left and right.
You know, let's move on.
My
it's
point
cuffing
is,
season, bitches.
that's the point. Okay, thank you. The point was that it's November, it's cold, goddamn it, and it's cuffing season. That's the goddamn episode. Okay. Do we want to go into what cuffing season is? Maybe for our older listeners who are like, "What the heck are they talking about?"
Oh my God,
You
my
guys,
mom
I have to
asked me
explain
what
this
it
to my
was.
parents.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I know my mom doesn't know what this is.
My mom was like, "What is that?" And I was just surprised because I thought everyone knew what it
No,
was.
I think
No.
it's like newish. I think it's like
It is.
relatively new.
Yeah, I guess it's our generation.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
So,
social media.
yeah, if you guys don't know what cuffing season is, it is the period from October to March when people desire to be cuffed up with someone, mostly because it gets cold outside. You want to be bundled up and cuddle with someone, as opposed to the summer where you want to be a thought.
Yeah,
Hot girl summer.
Yeah, you know?
Baby, it's cold outside just came into my head.
That song is really sus.
It's cold.
Rapey.
yes, but John Legend created a less creepy version for
Yeah, he
Christmas.
did with Kelly Clarkson, right?
I didn't hear.
I didn't listen, but I heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so cuffing season, that's what it is. We're going to discuss is cuffing season for Oreos. You know what I'm saying? And I think, Amari, you had some good points over the phone, so I'm going to let you take it from here.
Yes. So, as we all know, as I've discussed many times, I'm from Syracuse, New York, which is very snowy. It's very white. It's very cold. I was never drafted for cuffing season while I was there. So it was a very lonely winter. But yeah, it was just, I feel like throughout those seasons, it was mainly just me watching my friends either getting cuffed or my friends getting courted, and me just being like, that's cool, guys. I'm here too, but you know, I'll wait my turn. But then I had a revelation the other day, and I realized that when I did start getting into, well, I call them situationships, in college, I started to like backtrack through all the like guys I had dealt with, which is honestly not that many. And I was like, damn, those all started mid to late October, and a lot of them ended around March. And I was like, wait, yeah.
You did
like,
not make it past the championship
Right before
game.
spring break.
Right before spring break, I was like, it all makes sense.
I did do some research, and I'm forgetting my source. I'm sorry, but it said that the most common month to start a relationship is October. So that makes sense.
Huh.
I personally have been broken up every July for the past 3 years. So I'm going to try to,
Damn.
you know, move past that in 2020. New Year's resolutions coming early. I'm like, damn, every July. Okay.
What is it about July?
I don't know, cancer season.
I'm really trying to think myself, like all of my little situationships, because similar to Amari, we grew up in the same exact place. But I never really dated. And it's weird because when we were talking about, planning this episode, we all talked about how we didn't have dates to dances. We didn't really date in high school. We were all pretty single as some Pringles. And then I look at, my very brief forays into dating, and actually a lot of them did start in the fall. That's weird. Wow.
Mine started in spring. Oh, wait, that's not true.
I met my boyfriend in the fall.
Most of mine started in the fall and then ended real quick. But still, wow, that's definitely weird. That's definitely a trend here.
So the cuffing season schedule, which someone replied to us on Twitter, I'm just going to give you a rundown really quick.
Yeah.
So we have scouting, which is looking for a partner online from August 1st to the 31st. We have drafting. Yeah, no, you got to start early in December. Drafting, you pick your top candidates September 1st to the 30th. You got tryouts. You go on many first dates from October 1st to the 31st. Now we're into preseason, which is November 1st to 30th, where you get more serious with one or two prospects. And then we got cuffing season, which is a little bit after that. You got pick your best match and be exclusive for the holidays, December 1st to January 15th. You got the playoffs from January 16th to February 13th. And then you got the championship game, which is Valentine's Day, February 14th.
If you make it past Valentine's Day, then it might be real.
It might be real. That's a test.
I will say that it all does kind of make sense, because if you think about it, when you're in college starts in the fall, right? And that's most people's, and that's most people's peak starting to date season, I think. So you're in a new environment, you're seeing new people, you're like, oh my God, he's in my math class, he's so cute, wow. And then you guys get to know each other, start talking, start hanging out, what have you, and then by the end of the semester, y'all's a thing.
That's a long time, because if we're talking about August to February, that's almost half a year, correct? Almost. August, September, October, November. Yeah, that's a pretty long time.
And also, I know people scoff at college relationships, but I feel like some of my most intense relationships were during college, and it's because you're literally in this confined space for such a, for that period of time that, I don't think I'll ever be consistently in someone's, well, hopefully maybe one day, but, the space you're in with each other during that time is, very consolidated. So, I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone for, 3 months, that should be, doubled or tripled.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's...
I get it, too.
I didn't really date in college either. And, this is a great segue into what we want to talk about next. Kind of managing just being single for forever.
As Emma Watson calls it, self-partnered.
Just the idea of, not dating. And a lot of the Black women I know who have grown up in similar areas are not dating as often. We'll go to parties together and we're not talking to anyone. We're not flirting with anyone. We're not really hooking up with anyone. Whereas I find if I go to parties and stuff like that with my white friends, it's pretty quick that they find someone to talk to, hook up with, even exchange numbers with. And maybe this is just me experiencing this, but I'm not single, but is it because expectations? Because we expect men to approach us, which they should. Yeah. But nowadays men are like, hey, why can't she approach me? Where going to white parties is the girls they would approach the guys and vice versa. But see, I've still been to parties with my white friends and they get approached. All day long. And I'm just chilling. I'm just hey, I'm the cool friend who you could have a great conversation with, but you don't look at sexually. So
I've had the opposite, actually.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
Not saying that I get
okay, Kia.
I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not saying I'm number one priority. No, I don't know. I do, if I go out, it is mostly with non-white people. I do go out with white people, but it's going out. It is more so brown people. And I think it's all about the vibe. That's what I say all the time. It's like, what vibe are you giving? Like, are you the fun one on the dance floor, like, just having a good time? I think that naturally attracts a lot of different people. And I think maybe that could, for me personally, I feel like I always attract a wide variety of men. So I think it's just like, for me, it's like, okay, who's going to have a good time? Like, who's down to just have a good time? But I think, like, we talked about this before, like stats with Black women, it's just like a little harder, and it's also like, what are you open to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're only open to dating your race, that might statistically just be a little harder because, you know, men and women in the Black community, it's just not leveling up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're a little more closed off, you might not see as much luck in that aspect. But if you're kind of down with like, you know, anything and everything, then you might find a little more luck. It's also obviously easier for white people to mingle with other white people, and most people in those spaces are probably white. So, like, they don't have to think about, well, will anyone look like me in this space? You know what I'm saying?
Kia,
so
bringing the hard facts.
I always talk about this with my friends because I feel like they just don't really get all these stuff when I break it down. Like,
because it's really easy to be in your head about it. Because I will really start, like, I will be in these spaces, right? And I will have the mind of, like, I am just going to have fun. And then I'm hanging out with people and I look around and this friend's getting talked to by this person. This friend's getting talked to. This friend's getting talked to. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I get that.
I feel,
you know?
Yeah, I've felt that. I mean, and I also think, like Kia was saying, like, if you're open to other races, but like my thing is, my problem has never been me being open to other races. It's other races being open to me.
Yeah,
so like, when I'm
that's
out,
true.
Right. So like when I'm out and about, I think I've been approached by like one white man before and like one Chinese man before, but like that was it. And like those and oddly enough they were in the same place, but like that was it.
Same place, same night?
Same place, same night.
Oh.
I think it's also kind of like there's so many factors with especially Black women in dating, but like you said, Amari, it's of course you have to worry about being fetishized. That's a big thing that always happens. I think, like, unfortunately, if I had to guess, for me, I think people like see my skin color and they're like, oh, she must be mixed, like, because I get that all the time. So I think they feel a little more comfortable approaching someone with a lighter skin tone because, you know, that's quote unquote less threatening to them and all the stuff, and they feel like they can, and, you know, like, oh, she must be halfway. I think that has a factor to do with it too, which is really annoying and unfortunate because it's like another step. It's like, okay, I'm open to other races, but like, is this person like gonna fetishize me off the bat? And that's just, you know, surface level one, because if you get serious, is their family racist? You know, like, there's layers to that.
Yeah, there really are.
But I think that's like also another difficult for like cuffing season. It's like, what would you like in cuffing season? Like, would you like someone that you're really attracted to? Do they have to be the same race? Do they not? Were you looking for the short term, long term? There's a lot of factors you gotta look into.
What is their intentions? Like, are you going into being in a relationship? Or are you just going into just like,
I think
have sex for a couple of months and then that's it. Just to have someone to just be there with.
I think that's the second one. But I think the miscommunication, which comes a lot in our generations, like, people are never on the same page nor talk about it.
Yeah.
So you could be thinking, hey, we in a relationship, we lasted October to March. He thinking, okay, spring, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be upfront.
But like, I don't think people like approach it. So I think we call it cuffing season and we're aware of like the trend that happens during these months, but I'm not sure anyone's like legit going like, oh man, it's October, it's cuffing season, let me just grab someone.
Dudes do.
No, people on social media are like publicly saying it's cuffing season.
Yeah, I think dudes like, definitely do that.
Yeah, people are out there actually saying that. And
are they saying it and doing it, or are they just saying
maybe?
I
don't
know.
Well, I think they're doing it because I was researching when people download dating apps the most, and it was end of August.
Wow.
End of summer, and then also right after New Year. So those are the two major ones. So it seems like people maybe subconsciously are looking, you know.
I think it's a subconscious thing. I think it's really a thing of it's winter.
It's the
you
holiday
stay inside
season.
more. And the holiday seasons is naturally a sad and lonely time because a lot of people are away from their families, or maybe people just don't have family anymore like they used to.
Yeah,
and I think that especially being up north, right? Where it is a cold place. You're not going outside as much. You're just not interacting as much with people. So it's way easier to have one set person that is semi-responsible for picking up the phone when you call, or semi-responsible for hanging out with you when you just want someone to talk to or a warm body to be next to.
And that is my cue for the South. Because
Oh my
I was going to say, does cuffing season affect people in the South? Because it's warm all the time, basically, right? You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, it depends. Like, because, you know, like, people down south will be like, oh my God, it's 60 degrees. It's so cold. So they go inside.
But it's not the same. Like, up here, it's like, you know, frigid cold. Like,
But to them, that's like,
It's
they
cold for
think it's
them.
cold.
Yeah.
but it's like, but there's science to like, you know, when it's less like sunlight out and all the stuff, and why you're
all the stuff.
No, I was I researched this like 30 minutes before I came here, so I can't remember everything. But there's research as to cold weather connecting to cuffing season, like in your brain and stuff like that. So I'm just wondering if it's the same in the South, where it tends to be a little bit warmer than up here. Actually, a lot of bit warmer. It's cold up here.
I mean, I think it depends, but I think it's like, I mean, it's still getting darker earlier, like, so it's still getting colder a little bit earlier. So I think whether it plays a factor in it, I don't know necessarily as much as it does, like, say, in New York or something. But I don't know. I feel like I think like everyone across the country is kind of like aware of like, it's still warm, but they probably still want to get cuffed up.
Yeah, I think also a big thing with cuffing season, especially like you mentioned, Janae, I think the holidays. And I think a lot of people's families tend to put a lot of emphasis on like, who are you dating?
Yeah.
Why are you single?
Yeah.
Getting babies this time. It's like, that is a lot of pressure on someone. I think people feel like the pressure, like, damn, holidays are coming up. I need to bring someone.
But
Everyone's
isn't
gonna
it
be
like
asking me.
counterintuitive too at the same time? I'm like, I have enough people I need to spend money on for Christmas. I don't need to like bring in another body into this situation.
Very logical
Well,
thoughts.
yeah, that's logical. For me, it's just like, if I, like, just mind your business. I don't know, to be honest. I mean, if I want to bring someone around, I'll bring him. If he's not there, he's not there. Don't ask, why are you single? That's a stupid question. Whoever asked that is ignorant. I'm sorry. That's the dumbest thing you could do.
I think I'm really, really lucky because my parents don't ask questions like that. Like my
Parents know I'm
mom.
not answering, so.
My mom might be like, so is there anyone around? But my family has never really put pressure on me. And I know a lot of people whose family like
Yeah, I feel bad for those people.
do.
Yeah, mine
but
too, either.
luckily my family is pretty like, take your time. Life is long.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My family's like that too. A
Yeah.
little, probably less than. But you hear stories of people, their families are pressuring them and all this stuff and make backhanded comments about like, oh, you have no one, all this stuff. I think, unfortunately, I feel like I hear that a lot in Black families.
Or even certain communities. I mean, my best friend, I've mentioned her before, Sarah. Hey, babe. She is from a like Muslim community. And although I don't think like her family's pressuring her or anything like that, a lot of people that she grew up with have gotten married like already. She's 24, about to be 25, and she is friends with girls who have been married for years. And it's kind of like,
That'll end in 10 years. I said that'll probably end in 10 years.
Damn, Kia.
I'm just being honest. Listen, I'm a realist,
Shots
okay?
fired.
I'm just saying, but typically when people tend to marry early 20s and stuff like that, you're 10 years deep at like 34.
I disagree
You know what
when
I'm
it
saying?
has to do with religion. I think for
Okay, religion, yes, that's a little
Yeah,
different.
I
I'm talking
think-
about the average regular schmegler American.
I think for the hometown people that I know that didn't leave my hometown, that just married their high school sweetheart, it's going to be over in 10 years.
Yes,
But
that's what I'm
for
saying.
people who get married early for basically because they live in a community that is very like based around religion, they don't get divorced like that unless
true.
stuff is bad. They really, really honor marriage, whether it's a terrible relationship or the best relationship ever. Like they're not getting divorced unless someone is getting beat down every single day and everyone knows about it. But like
it's sad.
just the thought of being in like a community where everyone is getting married at 21, 22, 23 and feeling that pressure of like,
feel pressure too.
where is my person? I need someone, or I'm going to be looked at by my peers like there's something wrong with me, or like I'm not doing enough. Like I can't imagine being under that pressure.
Yeah, that's really. I feel like for me, I've just been so. not to sound sad, I've just been used to being alone during the holiday. I mean, usually, I would say most of my life. I mean, I've been one serious relationship and things here and situationships here and there, but I think I'm just used to it, especially during the winter holidays. And I try to never let it get to me. I think the most pressure is two factors. One, being around people that are in relationships during the holidays, because then you have to hear them talk about this stuff, and like every event is like couples are invited and then you're the only one. I feel like that has a lot to do with it. Then the other thing is like a lot of the advertisements, it's always couples. For like any type of advertising you see, it's couples. It's like almost a shot in your face. It's like, damn, is the point to make single people feel bad? Yeah, like, at what point it's like, I mean, goddamn, like, can we pause on the couple stuff?
And can I tell you, like, I was aware of the, like the Southern culture around relationships, but like the intensity in which people are together for like short periods of time and like talking about marriage, and everyone around me is in a couple. I mean, granted, they're all white, so I'm just like, whatever, but I'm still like, damn, I'm alone. And that came out a lot sadder than I meant it to come out. But yeah, I'm used to it.
I get it. I mean, that can kind of be like a harsh slap in the face when everyone else around you is with someone. Mm-hmm. But I do want to definitely highlight the fact that this is something that we're all used to. Mm-hmm. I mean, for me at this point, I love, literally. Although I've never really been in like a long-term relationship, like love is amazing to me. It's to the point where, like, if I see a young Black couple out, I will literally stop and watch them.
Black love.
That sounded really stalkerish. I'm sorry, y'all.
I just follow them to their apartment.
No, but like...
and watch them through their window.
But no, like, love makes me so happy just seeing people in love.
And, like, it's good that, like... But I feel like so many people are so cynical about love, myself included. So, like, hearing that gives me hope. And, like, it's good that, like, other people's love and affection makes you feel warm inside.
It does.
You know?
That is great. I think we have to mention, like, don't let cuffing season, all that stuff, like, get you down, you know what I'm saying? And don't feel pressured to, like, I know a lot of people feel pressured, like, get on the apps and go dating and stuff. And if it's not for you, it's just not for you, and that's okay.
They're also trash.
Yeah. So and actually, me and Kia were having a conversation about this on Halloween, because I just got out of, like, a situationship, what have you, whatever. And, you know, me and Kia were talking, and I was, you know, all being all, woe is me, man, don't talk to me, But and then I started telling her this story about how I was at a bar, and a guy came up and tried to dance with me, and I was so, like, surprised that I thought at first he was trying to brush behind me and doing it very aggressively. So I gave him, like, the most foul look. He was, like, really scared. Then I turned around and tried to be cool and tried to dance with him, but I just didn't know.
You wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't expecting it, and I didn't know what to do with myself. Mm-hmm. And then Kia was basically like, well, maybe you're not ready. Mm. And I think, like, it's really easy to kind of put pressure on yourself to be like, I need to be out there. Mm-hmm. I need to put myself out there. I need to start dating and talking to guys because I'm in my 20s and this is what young women do in their 20s. Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of getting to this point where I'm like, Janae, maybe you should just enjoy being by yourself for a little while and stop looking for someone to literally validate your existence. It's so hard to do. It's really, really hard to do because it's all we've been taught to do by everything around us. But I think right now, me personally, I'm just trying to focus on making myself happy, watching some good K-dramas.
You know Janae loves her K-drama.
Yeah.
I'm watching a good one right now. Cheese in a Trap, man. It's good. It's good.
Cheese in a Trap. Oh, my God. Yeah, I think that's a... Oh, no. Go, Mari.
No, I was just going to say... well, damn. I was going to say something and I feel like it was good in my head. Now I can't remember. Okay.
You want me to go?
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll comment. Yeah, I said that to you because I feel like I see a lot of people in these situations where they are. I can see them almost forcing themselves in these situations, and I can tell it's not healthy because it's like you feel pressure. Like, yes, I'm in my 20s, all this stuff, but it's like you got to think: am I mentally prepared to be in this area or like arena in life. So, because with dating, it's like you have to deal with rejection. Like, are you healthy enough to deal with the rejection right now? Because you are going to get rejected. It's naturally going to happen. So you have to think, am I mentally prepared to be in this space? And that goes for a lot of things, like even like social media. So if you are feeling down during cuffing season or whatever, and you know, a lot of that could be with Instagram and stuff, and you're constantly just scrolling, comparing your life. Are you in the right mental space to go on these social media platforms? So that's like, I don't know, I just say that because I feel that with myself. Like, I've limited my social media interactions, and every time I go on Instagram, I'm like, Kia, are you mentally prepared to go in this space? Are you mentally prepared to go on this app? Are you mentally prepared to do X, Y, and Z? And for me, I personally know the difference when it's yes or no, and I see major difference. And right now, I'm like, okay, I'm at a really good spot. I am mentally prepared to be in these situations and put myself out there. On the other hand, I do want to say, I feel a lot of people are always like, be by yourself, do this, all this stuff, and that goes for certain people, but some people are in the right mental capacity to be out there, and don't make them feel bad. Don't be like, oh, just focus on yourself. It's like, no, some people are good on themselves and they just want experience. Like, that's okay too. But I think it's just, you know, being a mental check for us, especially during the winter months where we tend to maybe get a little lonely, compare during the holidays and stuff. So people just be aware of like, what can you mentally handle?
I remember what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Janae said, you know, like, we're constantly, especially women are constantly taught that like you aren't anyone until someone claims you. Mm-hmm. But I feel like also specifically when it comes to Black women, you're basically told you are not wanted. So like your whole life is like trying to prove not only to other people, but to yourself that like you can be loved and like you are worthy of love. And that's just like a really hard, sad thing to like internally try to like reconcile and overcome as you get older and go into an adult and like come into your own. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it's like a lot of things that happen with like, you know, seeing couples trying to get into a couple and like the history of just like Black women continuously being told they're not like attractive or wanted or desired. But yeah, I do think like it's important to kind of be able to gauge where you are mentally, specifically during the season, not just as it pertains to relationships, but like in general, because seasonal what's it called?
Affective disorder?
Yeah, is like real. Yeah. Also, so is depression and anxiety. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think, you know, instead of thinking about what you don't have this cuffing season, as in a person, if you don't have a person, like, maybe this is the time to like recenter yourself and focus on things that you like and, you know, just being with yourself and like enjoying that time. Because like Janae said, honestly, you're going to have a lot of time to be with someone, to have a lot of people in your space. You might have a partner, you're going to get some kids if you want that. Then you're going to have a whole lot of people depending on you. Like, you have a short period of time where it's just you and yourself.
That's so true, Marie.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And I am now starting to realize as I grow that I really, really, really have to work on loving myself. Because for a really long time, I feel like I've talked about this in so many episodes, but for a really, really long time, I thought life was get the job, get the man, and that's it. And that's it. And I think for a really long time, I've been looking for the validation from men. And at this point in my life, I'm starting to realize that, you know, like, I've never had someone say to me, like, I want you. I want to be in a relationship. I want to be committed to you. No ifs, ands, or buts. No, you're great, but I'm not ready. Or you're great, but I don't know, the sky's blue, you know, like, and I'm starting to realize how much that has affected me, but how in order to be happy, I need to move past that. And that's a hard thing.
Yeah. Like, being in a relationship, like me and my boyfriend, we've been together for 7 years. And I realize how important it is to have time for yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. And like, I'm very lucky that he encourages me to take time off by myself, encourages me to like go with my friends, hang out, do things, and like figure out who I am as a person. Going into a relationship not knowing who you are and not loving yourself can be very detrimental.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
And it can turn you into a very ugly person.
Yeah.
But then you blame it on your partner for not seeing you the way that you want him to see you, but then you don't see yourself that way. And I have to admit, like in the beginning of my relationship, I didn't value myself a lot. I didn't find what I enjoyed about Rachel. I thought that the other person had to tell me what makes me a great person. And you have to do that for yourself. And I'm very lucky to have Daniel as my boyfriend because we've been through a lot. And I just want to point that out. Like, again, whether you're in a relationship or not, make sure you find time for yourself to learn about yourself and to love yourself. I know people say, oh, love yourself, love yourself. Like,
but there's a reason people are saying that.
Right. And I realized that after like being in a relationship for this long, I realized, it's really important to love yourself. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to sleep with yourself. And that person can leave. They could be taken from you. God forbid. They could do anything. And at the end of the day, you got to live with yourself.
You come in this world alone.
I didn't
leave this world alone. Oh, yeah, you're a twin. Weirdo. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, y'all were pushed out at the same time.
You guys were not pushed out at the same time. So
60 seconds before. Hey. But yeah, with the cliches, I think people are like, oh, they hear like, love yourself and you attract whatever. But that's really true. I'm not even going to lie. Like,
it is.
You really got to, you see people who don't like themselves and you see the actions that they do and the situations they put themselves in. And you know it's a direct cause because they're seeking some type of validation because they really don't like themselves. And it's really sad to see, actually.
Yeah.
And then it's also like I said, again, with the energy and attraction, like I think you really do attract people once you have like good energy and you're really good with yourself. You really do attract people who are on that same level. I'm telling you, y'all, I lived through it at post-college, leveled up. That's all I'm saying. Law of attraction is real.
Read it, listen to it on Audible, or read the book. It's
The
really
Secret.
Good.
Do it.
Yes.
But like Rachel said, like it's important. The fact that you have someone that recognizes that you need your space and he wants you to take that time for yourself, I think that's really important, and especially for women, because I feel like too often we let our partners absorb our lives into theirs, and
we like lose ourselves in relationships.
Exactly, and rarely is it the man ever so easily just like putting himself into like I guess the same way women. I feel like women always just like worry about the people around them and worry less about themselves.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to like recognize that you are worthy of time and you need to put that same energy that you put into other people into yourself.
Yeah. And I don't think that any of this is like done on purpose. I don't think that there is some like men are evil and they're like, ha ha ha, let me take all her shit. No. Like, no, it's the way that we've literally been like indoctrinated. Is that the right word? I think so.
I don't know. I'm too dumb to know what that is.
All right. Well, I think it's the way that we've been socialized. That's a better word. Mm-hmm. It's literally the people that you see growing up, things that you see on TV. It tells women to give, and it tells men to take, and we just fall into suit. But it's 2019.
Almost 2020.
Ooh, almost 2020, and it's time to change.
Hey.
Time to turn.
Time to take,
Be Megan Thee Stallion up in this.
Facts.
Oh, you heard it from So-Called Oreos podcast. Now on to Rachel. I mean, did any of y'all have anything else to say?
Oh, no.
Amari, you Gucci?
I feel like I had something, but I lost it again.
Well, let us know. Let us know if you want to bring it back.
Whenever I find it.
Well, Rachel, on to you.
On this segment, Time to Talk Mental Health, I want to talk about seasonal affective disorder. Amari, you did mention this. Daylight savings got you feeling down?
Yes.
Wow. I feel like we're hitting an ad.
I know, right? MayoClinic.org defines seasonal affective disorder known as seasonal depression, a type of depression that's related to change in seasons. SAD begins and ends at about the same time every year. Most people with SAD symptoms start in the fall and continue in the winter. The symptoms are feeling depressed most of the day, nearly every day, losing interest in activities you once enjoyed, having low energy, having problems with sleeping, oversleeping, and experiencing changes in your appetite and weight. The causes: the reduced level of sunlight in the fall and winter may cause winter onset SAD. This decrease in sunlight may disrupt your body's internal clock and lead to feeling depressed. Serotonin levels may drop due to reduced sunlight. And the change in season can disrupt the balance of the body's level of melatonin, which plays a role in sleep patterns and mood. So here are some ways you can ease seasonal affective disorder. 1. Light therapy boxes give off light that mimics sunlight and can help in the recovery from seasonal affective disorder. Aromatherapy. The essential oils can influence the area of the brain that's responsible for controlling moods and the body's internal clock that influences sleep and appetite. You can add a few drops to your bath at night to help you relax or use an oil diffuser. Bundle up and take a stroll around your neighborhood during the afternoon. And when you're indoors, open the blinds to let natural light in. If your symptoms get worse, speak to your doctor. And this concludes this segment of Time to Talk Mental Health.
Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
I'm just looking up cuffing season hashtags on Twitter. There's some funny stuff.
Oh, really? I should read it.
Amari, your little quote today on Twitter, it's popping. Got 21 likes already.
Oh, really?
Wow.
8 retweets.
Okay, look at that. I have not
White
even...
people are liking it and stuff. I'm like, damn.
It took Twitter off my phone because it was doing too much.
See,
so.
you gotta regulate. You gotta regulate.
Me too.
Seriously, though.
Me too.
But Janae, Miss Janae.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, got anything
She's
for
like, yeah,
us
what do you
today?
want?
So hi guys, I'm Janae. There was a comment that we had on our socials that was already brought up, but I did want to shout out this person for doing all of their research. Is this Chris
It
that
is
put
Chris.
this comment on here?
Oh, hey, Chris.
Hey Chris.
Chris is my best friend, and he's the best person ever. But yes,
Yeah.
continue.
So someone commented after we posted on our socials, go follow So-Called Oreos on Instagram. But we basically, posted asking our viewers, followers, about how they feel about cuffing season. Are they cuffed? What's the 411? What's Gucci Gang? And Jordan Fayella,
Oh, that's my boy. What's up, Jordan?
JFX94, commented and said,
Yo, Jamila Wood. I'm sorry. I'm on Twitter. Jamila Woods retweeted us.
Oh, that's why we got the retweets.
Yo, she saw me. Oh my god.
wow, that's great.
Hey.
That's
Sorry, guys.
great.
I died and went to heaven.
So he commented and asked, what month does cuffing season start? I find that this is hotly debated. My vote is early October. And then Chris came back with a hot response of, I went to a cuffing season conference that talked about it in phases. Summer is mating season. The draft phase is July to September. Semifinals is September to October. Finals is November. Cuff locked is holiday season. Relationship goal is Valentine's Day. And he said that there was an entire syllabus, but thank you for your hard work, Christopher. But also I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel being alone or having alone time has helped you?
Has helped. I honestly, you know what? My answer's a little petty and shady, so let me go last, or I can go first. It don't matter.
I'll start. I feel honestly joyous after being alone, energized. I'm dancing. I'm singing to myself after just having an evening of watching a drama and painting my nails and doing my hair or something like that. It really gives me energy and readies me for the day.
Yeah. It makes me happy, and it's also made me patient with myself, to be more patient with myself.
Amari.
Sorry, what was the question again?
Wow, Amari.
I know. It's about what do I get out of being by myself?
Yes.
I'm an introvert, so I just think about being by myself as my time to recharge and to relax and kind of just I don't know, just like, I feel, I feel good. I like coming home and it just being me and just kind of going about the things that I enjoy.
Is it my turn? No, I didn't want to sound shady or, anything, but I'm just saying I'm happy whether I'm alone or not alone, to be honest, because, like we said, it's important to be happy with yourself regardless. I do like the benefits of being alone where not have to worry about anyone else or what anyone else really thinks about you. Not that I really worry about that anyway, but I feel like I got to be a little more, mindful of your feelings and stuff. Not necessarily for me, but I'll do it anyway. But I'm saying it makes me happy that I'm really like in tune with myself and my emotions, because you see people out here doing the dumb stuff for dudes and you're just like, thank God I don't have that mindset. I'm not that desperate. That's really not trying to be shady, but you really see stuff like online and you see the way people act and you're just like, thank God. Really, thank God. I'm just like, thank God I'm not in this situation.
I mean, like to add what you said, like, I'm not gonna lie, I am the least stressed when I am not talking to a man.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm talking to them, my anxiety levels go up. It affects my body. Like, I can see it. And when I stop it, like, it goes away. So.
Yeah. I will say that it is so absolutely refreshing to not have to worry about anyone but myself.
Yeah. It is refreshing because you just see people like, and relationships and emotions are intense. And it does take a lot. It's a lot. And when you're hurt by someone, it really hurts. And it takes a long time to like get over that. So you're just like, wow, I'm really happy I'm not in that mindset or that like hurt feeling anymore, which is really great. And then you just see like people like going back to the same toxic person. It's just like, I'm really happy that I'm not in that mind space to do that. Granted, that could happen. Hopefully it doesn't, but I'm just saying you just see a lot of these people and like desperate people who are like depressed simply because they don't have anyone. It's just like, I'm really happy like that I haven't lowered my standards.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people be doing that and you're just like,
Do you guys think that relationship people, do you think that's like a real thing when people are just like, well, I'm just a relationship type of person?
What does that mean?
I think you choose to be in relationships. Like, that's what you do.
Very true. But
right?
I know people who are basically like, I'm happier when I'm with someone.
That's a problem.
When I'm in you think that's a problem?
Yeah, that's a problem.
I think so too.
I think people were like, oh my God, I hate being single. I think that's a problem. Because what? That has nothing to do about you. You know what I'm saying? Are you doing other stuff? Are you happy with you? If you're saying you're depressed every time you're not in a relationship, I don't know. It seems off to me.
And I agree with you, but I have met people throughout my life who have said like, I'm just a relationship person.
That's
like,
to me, that sounds like you're desperate and you have low standards. It's just being honest.
It sounds like a cover up so you don't have to like dig deep and figure out who you are.
Yeah.
So let me worry about somebody else and be in a relationship with someone else.
But at the same time, to be honest, I would describe myself as a relationship person too. I've never been in a relationship. I'm not desperate for a relationship, but I feel like I'm a relationship person because I don't do well with things that are unclear.
Oh, I would say the same for me too. But I'm saying people that are saying they almost need a relationship.
For those people,
they're saying that they're more comfortable when they're in a relationship.
Yeah, I think for them, they should really
go to
think
therapy.
about.
That's true. That's true. They should. That seems off to me that you're gonna, because basically what that is telling me is that you're putting your whole, almost your entire happiness into someone that you don't even really know. Because like the relationship person, that could be anyone. You could just swap those people out. Like, do you have what are these people making the requirement to be in a relationship with you? Mm-hmm. Is it very low? Like, you know what I'm saying? The people that are always in a relationship, there's a reason because your standards are low. I'm sorry. Like, you're not supposed to match with everyone. The relationship is supposed to be rare because it's a rare connection with someone. If you're mating with everyone, there's something wrong with that.
But I don't think it's like I don't think they're like serial. Maybe they are serial daters, but I also think it's like something that I don't necessarily blame people who are like, I'm a relationship person. Like, I feel better about myself when I'm in a relationship. I was like, you feel better about yourself when you're in a relationship because society has told you should feel better about yourself when you're in a relationship.
And a lot of the relationship people I know are the people who aren't just like, they're constantly in a long-term relationship.
Well, that's healthy. I think there's different things though. I think there's a difference if you like to be in a relationship, that's fine. you know, you're not with like the situationships and stuff, whatever. That's a different meaning than someone who is like, I need to be in a relationship. I'm only happy when I'm in a relationship. I feel like those are two different meanings, and one is healthy and one's not. You being in a healthy relationship here and there is fine. It's healthy. Like, you can be healthy in a long-term relationship. You can be healthy out. But if you're saying you are only happy in a long-term relationship, you need to put your happiness into something else. I just cannot see that being healthy.
Yeah.
Like, because I know one of my friends, her roommate was like, yeah, I don't know what I would do. I have to be in a relationship. And she said it, and she's very aware. Like, some people are aware. Yeah. But they just don't want to do the work because it's hard. I get it.
I mean, I grew up with a girl who, like, it was this circumstance with someone else we went to college with, and high school with. And this girl got an internship that was like in New York City, there in Syracuse. And she was having a hard time choosing between like the internship and staying in Syracuse with her boyfriend. Now, this internship was like her dream. And I was talking to this girl that I grew up with, and she was like, oh, I could never go. Like, I can't be away from my boyfriend. Like, I would just need him. I can't imagine. Like, I would not leave him. And I'm like, if you don't bust his head open and get with it, like, that's a terrible quote from Color Purple. But the point is that, like, why would you put what you want in your career on hold for a relationship that you don't even know is going to last? Our age.
Right now.
This happened like a few years ago.
Okay.
But still, 20s. Mm-hmm. Being like, having a hard time making that decision. And then a girl that I was close to being like, I can't imagine leaving my boyfriend. Bye. New York City is 4 hours away from
some parents.
Exactly. New York City is four. New York City.
It's not like she's going to another country.
New York City is 4 hours away.
Crap. People don't want to like put that effort in.
New York City is 4 hours away.
Also,
this is your
chance.
chance.
Do nothing for you.
Exactly.
But also, God, what if that boy just breaks up with you? What are you going to do? See, that's the scary part. If he breaks up with you, which he could,
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
I mean, what if you guys end up in love and you guys get married, and then 10 years later, you're working at a crappy job in a small town that you don't like? You're going to regret it.
And that's going to affect your relationship because you're unhappy.
Exactly.
And if he loves you, he's going to tell you to go.
Exactly. But he had commitment issues and was basically
so they're just
like,
messed up.
my last girl cheated on me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like...
So there's something in health. There's a lot of unhealthy things to unpack
here. There were a lot. But it was just like, wow. At the time for me, it was kind of like, why would you choose your boyfriend over your dream job?
She's young 20s. I don't know. I'm not going to say I get it, but like not shocked.
I'm not shocked at all.
It is a little sad, but I feel like when you're young, like 21, you do some dumb things.
You do. Oh, 100%. You do dumb things. Like, I'm not saying that I'm shocked. I'm not saying I don't get where the logic is, because the logic is love. But I've just never been that person. I'd be like, dang, this sucks. I'm gonna miss you, but we could talk on the phone. You can come visit me. I can come visit you. Like,
when you're in love, it hurts.
It's just an internship. It lasts 8 weeks?
I know.
Yeah,
right?
That's not.
And she was having such a hard time making the decision.
Damn, are they still together? I really hope
they're still together.
Oh God,
Okay.
I'm just scared for like.
She got a good
God
job.
forbid if something happened with that relationship, she would be a mess.
They're still together.
Oh, I just hope it's healthy. Just stay healthy, everyone. Just be healthy. Just think about your mental health, really, because it really has a big impact on your decisions.
Yes. Take care of yourselves this winter and every day.
Cuffing season. Only cuff people who are worthy of being cuffed. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Keep your standards high.
You should put that on a t-shirt.
You know, keep your standards high.
So-called Oreos merch.
Keep your standards high.
Coming 2021.
Hey, 2021. Damn, girl, that's 2 years.
I didn't want to be like 2020 because that's like here. You know what I mean?
We could do a lot in 2020.
Yeah, we have a lot of time.
We do.
We got a lot of things.
A lot happened
resolutions.
A lot
happened.
You know what?
This year.
You're right. Let me not sell us short.
A lot can happen in
2020 so-called Oreos merch. Don't quote me. Don't hold me to it.
Nah, quoter. Law of attraction.
Quoter.
All right. Y'all, three other people.
Manifest.
3 other people to help manifest this.
Yeah, we do. We got advertisers coming 2020. Quote me. At Kia _ Swin.
And with that.
Oh, that's my cue. Okay. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of So-Called Oreos podcast. Please follow us on all social media at So-Called Oreos, and you can email us at SoCalledOreos@gmail.com. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, and Google Play. And please remember to like, rate, subscribe, and leave a review. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.